Hi everyone, so today is my 6th vlog about my braces. I've just had a couple of updates about them, so I thought as soon as I got home the first thing I'd do is I'd get on camera, get on YouTube and show you lot and tell you lot exactly what is going on with my surgeon. And he told me a couple of procedures that I'd have to go through and just some kind of routine things that will be happening over the next few months with regards to these. And I never thought this would happen, but what he told me is that I actually had 2 types of operation that I could choose from. Okay, I thought it was going to be easy and I could just go in and get one, straightforward operation. But no, I had to make a decision. I should mention at this point that I am the worst person at making decisions ever. I'm so indecisive. It takes me ages just to choose what kind of cookie to have at Millie's Cookies, for example, or what type of meal to have when I'm going out. I'm always the last one to choose, so I knew this would be a really hard decision, even more so because I'm not choosing food, I'm actually choosing the type of surgery I will be going through in December. So like I said, I have got an underbite, and my surgeon said to me that obviously there are 2 possible ways I can have the surgery. Now here we go with number 1. I will talk you through it and let you know exactly what he said to me. So this is the best way I can remember exactly what he told me. He told me a lot of stuff, and what he did was he went and got a skull out of his drawer, as you do, and it was like one of those plastic skulls that just shows you everything and how everything's going to move. So what he said to me was, obviously we're going to move your bottom jaw forward. If you haven't already seen what I mean by this, I will show you again, if I can get it right. You can clearly see that my bottom jaw is way too far forward, my lip is too far forward. I have showed this in my first video, I just thought I'd reinforce the point. So what he said to me is that they would break my bottom jaw and move it back because it is too far forward. So they would cut bits out of the bottom jaw and move it back and slide it back basically and secure with metal plates. Lovely, I know. What they were going to do with the top jaw, he said to me, for this first routine, this first kind of pathway to the operation, is that they would break my top jaw and move it forward and kind of fill it in at the back with metal plates as well. However, if you're thinking at this point, how are they going to break your top jaw? Because I said that to him, I get the feeling that it's connected to like my nose and a lot of my face, more so than my bottom jaw. But the surgeon said to me that your top jaw actually is made of really thin bone, so it is a lot easier to break than your bottom jaw, I believe. He is going to go up inside the back of my mouth, cut just underneath between my nose and my mouth, kind of up right on the roof of my mouth, and by then he said it will already be really easy just to slide backwards and forwards. And I find that really compelling and really strange because I never thought that would be the case, but yeah, that's what he said would happen. However, the risk with this first operation is that I could lose sensitivity, a little bit of sensitivity in my bottom lip. I don't know why this happens exactly. I think it's just because your jaw is obviously really close to all your nerves and stuff, so that could be a possibility, he said. He said the chances of that happening are 12%. Which made me a bit worried because I'm a bit pessimistic, especially when it comes to operations, especially when it comes to operations on my face. So I was a bit worried about this point. I guess you have to realise that there are 88% of people who don't get this lack of lip sensitivity in their bottom lip at all. They never experience that after the operation. So that kind of made me feel a bit better, I guess. So then that leads me nicely on to the second possible operation I could have on my jaw. And he said, my surgeon, that this operation would totally decrease the chances of me losing sensitivity in my bottom lip, which obviously I thought straight away, great, that's a really good thing. And he told me that the way they did this operation was as follows. What they would do is kind of initially the same as the first operation. They'd have to break my bottom jaw, move it back, break my top jaw, move it forward. However, in this case, they wouldn't use the platelets to secure everything in place. They would kind of wait for the bone to grow back themselves. So while this process is happening, obviously you won't get the plates like I would have had in the first operation. So my question to the surgeon was, obviously, what would happen instead? How would my jaw be secured at all, especially for the first few weeks, because there wouldn't be anything there because they're cutting stuff off the bottom, and there would be kind of gaps left at the top where it had to be moved forward. And what the surgeon told me next made me feel really weird. I didn't actually realise that this still happened. I probably am still a bit naive to the whole hospital world. However, the surgeon told me that what they would have to do is wire my jaw shut. Yes, that's right, for 6 weeks I would have to have my jaw completely wired shut. That means obviously I wouldn't be able to drink or eat. I wouldn't be able to talk at all for 6 whole weeks, and I'm trying to fit this in around uni and other commitments, so that made me feel really nervous. And cons to both operations: in the first operation I wouldn't have to have my jaw wired shut at all, and I could have a lot more mobility throughout the next 6 weeks. In the second operation I would have to have my jaw wired shut, however I wouldn't have the increased risk of losing sensitivity in my bottom lip. It decreases from 12% to about 4%, I believe, so that is a huge decrease. So I've been thinking about this decision for the last couple of weeks, and I finally decided what I want to do. I should probably mention at this point that the second operation, having my jaw wired shut, would mean that I had to go to a hospital that was further away. I guess that doesn't matter too much, but I felt that the commitments of my parents would be quite a lot, because they would be the ones driving me all the way there and everything, and having to wait around for me. So this kind of impacted slightly upon my decision. I chose to go for choice 1, to have my jaw broken and everything, and then the platelets put in, and I wouldn't have to have any jaws being wired shut. However, I could have an increased risk of having my bottom lip losing a little bit of sensitivity. I mean, the surgeon didn't say it would lose all sensitivity, just a tiny bit. So that's the decision I went with. I am happy with it, and afterwards the surgeon actually said to me, had he been having this operation himself, he personally would have chose the first way. However, I'm not saying that there's anything bad against the second way if anyone is having that done. That's just his personal preference, and obviously my personal preference, because I ended up choosing that one. So at the very start of December I will be having this operation, and I will be updating you lovely people about it as much as I possibly can. I am kind of excited now to have it all done and dusted, to be honest, and just out the way, because it's the anticipation and everything has been building up for so long that I just want it done and over with now. I just want to also quickly mention that my mum's friend's son, who I have never met before, he has just had the same operation as me, but slightly different. He had an overbite, whereas I've got an underbite, so his top jaw was too far forward and his bottom jaw was too far back, and he has recovered really quickly. His mum told my mum that he's doing really well, the operation went brilliantly, everything's in order, and he's healed really well. Although his bruising did go right down his neck to about his kind of collarbone area, apart from that he's actually done really well, so that gives me a lot of hope, because like I said, I'm a bit pessimistic and I always think the worst, so I'm kind of excited to have it all done now. So I hope you guys like this video. It was just a quick update on my braces and my operation, which is happening very soon, well, a couple of months time, so not that long to go. Please sub, please comment, please rate, and please show the love, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.